G'day, I'm James and we're well into springtime now, meaning it's time to start organising, planning and executing your soil and tissue test program for pastures. A soil test and the resulting analysis information can improve your decisions made regarding nutrient inputs. This in turn improves farm productivity, and when this improves, so does profitability. So why do we sample? All soil and tissue test samples could fit into three categories: predict, monitor and diagnose. To predict, we are checking soil fertility or the nutrient status of the soil or plants, and from that we can predict nutrient requirements. Monitoring, this gives us access to the suitability of current management practices over time, adjusting existing fertiliser programs to ensure optimum yields are achieved. And finally, diagnose. We can determine the reason for poor growth or to check on accumulation of mineral elements toxic to plants. So let's get started. We need a plan. Spending time planning a soil test program is just as important as conducting the sample correctly. Soil nutrient levels can vary considerably across a farm. Horizontal variations and spatial distribution of nutrients occur due to different soil types, fertiliser history, stock management, topography and management practices. Samples must be representative of the soil type and land management. Sample the same time of year each year for monitoring purposes. So why are we sampling in the spring? Because pastures are actively growing. Soil moisture and temperature are typically constant, and any abnormal pasture growth is clearly visible. We can assess pasture composition while sampling, and urine and dung patches are clearly visible, as you can see behind me, by the clumping. Soil moisture also helps in obtaining the sample to the correct depth. In summertime, pastures are grazed down or dried off, making it impossible to detect dung and urine patches. This in turn can produce inaccurate results, making for poor fertiliser decisions. Avoid sampling around gateways, water troughs, dams, stock camps and sheep tracks. It's also a good idea to check that there are no old lime or fertiliser dump sites in the paddock. If the pasture is newly sown, avoid headlands. Collect a minimum of 30 soil cores to make up one sample. Choose a lab that's ASPAC and NADA accredited, and if you're lucky enough to be putting your samples through Nutrient Advantage, LabStream makes the process even easier. With LabStream, sample locations can be recorded via GPS. When the soil test is complete, sample bags can be scanned, entered into the system in the paddock without going back to the office. The other main reason to sample now in the springtime is so your results are back well before the summer. You then have plenty of time to analyse your results, work out a fertiliser plan and get it spread. Research by Agricultural Victoria has shown that there are no pasture yield differences whether phosphorus fertiliser is applied in the summer or autumn. Having phosphorus applied to the paddocks early allows for germinating annual clovers and grasses and perennial pastures to access fertiliser P. This ensures rapid uptake following the autumn break. The same early application benefits lime also. Lime and super applications in pasture have historically leaned towards autumn. This can cause delays and constraints in dispatch, freight and spreading. Agronomically, there are no penalties in applying early, and logistically, there are benefits in getting the product applied in a timely manner. Often there are early dispatch incentives to take advantage of also. So give your agronomist a call if they haven't contacted you already, and get your soil tests for your 2021 fertiliser plan organised. The end result is a fertiliser recommendation tailored to the individual requirements of your production system. Thanks for watching.